buffer algorithm. We used to call Z buffer algorithm. Why? Because we consider the Z element, which means the depth element, for the consideration for visible surface detection. Here, when we are considering the Z value, also we count the distance from the viewer point. That also we consider, so that how we are going to replace the value with respect to your depth value, that we will see now. Okay. Here, as I said, this Z buffer algorithm, you process same like scanline polygon fill algorithm. In scanline polygon fill algorithm, what is the method we processed for the given particular image? Okay, so here how we are going to process this algorithm, where we start the value minimum y equal to 1 to maximum, and for next pixels you consider starting pixel of x, next pixel x plus 1, next pixel x plus 2, like that you do the process for each and every steps. What is the image? It is projected on through the projection plane, right? Fine. So here what we are going to do, each x comma y comma z point on a polygon surface which correspondent to the orthographic projection point of x comma y on your viewing plane, right? So orthographic projection, what it will say, which will be perpendicular to the viewing plane. So to process your depth value, where you consider the current pixel x and y value. Okay, so at each point of x comma y on your projection plane, the object depths are compared by using the depth values. Okay, so here image space approach for detecting visible surfaces is the depth buffer method. Okay, whatever image projected on your viewing plane, and how you are going to read that, and how you are going to eliminate your depth value. Okay, so here the depth buffer method, which compares the surface depth value throughout the scene, which will be projected on your projection plane for each pixel position on the projection plane. Okay, so for example, you take the example of triangle. Okay, triangle, you have your x comma y, where y starts, why? Because you are going to do the process similar to the scan line. So y equal to starting from 1, and suppose the triangle maximum it goes up to y equal to 10. So your the maximum limit is for processing your pixel x comma y is equal to y equal to 10 scan line, where it starts from y equal to first scan line. Like that, each surface of a scene is processed separately, one pixel position at time. Suppose first pixel it completes, then it stores, then it moves to the next. When it complete across the surface, your z value will be replaced each and every time. So basically the algorithm is usually applied to the scenes that containing only polygon surfaces, not with the empty surfaces. Okay, so that's why I said this is same how we are doing the scanline drawing algorithm. Same way this depth buffer algorithm also works. Suppose in your projection plane you are drawing a triangle, that triangle occupancy of a pixel only, that will be taken care for the calculation. Okay, So because the depth values can be computed very quickly and the method is easy to implement. So here also where your normalized coordinates takes the place, where in backface culling, how we used to do in backface culling, where your normalized vector, if towards to the center of projection or away from the center of projection, you used to check either it is front face or back face. Towards the center of projection, that is front face. So you are accepting and you are drawing towards away from center of projection the normalist vector, which means that is the back face that you are rejecting in back face culling method. Similarly, here in depth buffer algorithm, what you are going to do, where you are going to take the value z equal to 0 and z max equal to 1 by assuming your normalized coordinates front face front clipping plane and between front clipping plane and back clipping plane, okay, where z value 0 to 1, right? So here what are the consideration we are making to calculate your Z buffer algorithm? Here we are going to check with two buffer. One about your Z component depth, another one is refresh buffer. Okay, first one depth buffer Y, to store the depth values for each x comma y position of pixel as surfaces are processed. As I said, you just take an example of triangle. The initial position of triangle x comma y pixel. Okay, so to store the depth values for each pixel position of x comma y as surfaces are processed. So to store the depth value, you require your Z buffer. Then to store the intensity, you need the refresh buffer. To store the depth value, you need Z buffer. To store the intensity, you need refresh buffer. So what refresh buffer does, to store the intensity value at each position of pixel x comma y. The current pixel will be processed, then it will be moved on to the next, as where y equal to 1, first scan line it starts, then it does the scan line and your x value start from x equal to 1, the next pixel it moves x equal to 2, x equal to 3, x equal to 4, x equal to 5, like that x ends. Suppose I am doing the scan line y equal to 1 and x equal to 1, that particular current pixel 1 comma 1, in that what is my depth value, that I will store. Then in that what I will do, I will fill the color for the current pixel, which means it is processed. Then I will move to the next pixel, then I will check the value. Okay, next pixel what, x equal to 2, y equal to 1, next pixel what, x equal to 3, y equal to 1, or else when you move to the next second scan line, y equal to 2, x equal to 2, y equal to 2, x equal to 3, y equal to 2, like that 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, or 2 comma 2, 2 comma 3, or 3 comma 2, like that. When you process each and every pixel, you store the depth value. Along with that, you calculate the intensity of the particular pixel, so that the completed pixel, what you do, you fill with one color, then you move to the next pixel, you fill with the color, then you move to the next pixel, you fill with the color, which means the intensity also calculated along with your depth value. Okay, so here this visibility detection approach is also frequently mentioned to as the Z buffer method. Okay, because the object is usually measured along with the z-axis of the viewing system, right? So what will happen here, you are going to frequently mention about the z buffer method. Why? Because the object is usually measured along with the z-axis of the viewing system and the distance. Okay. However, rather than using actual z coordinates within the scene, what depth buffer algorithm often compute the distance from view plane to z-axis. As I said, you can make a remember of one pixel, the coordinate of x comma y comma z in your 3D projection screen. Okay, you can just remember the oblique projection. Just recall in your mind the oblique projection. Sorry, not oblique, orthogonal projection. Sorry, you just recall the orthogonal projection in your mind. In orthogonal projection, what we used to do, you take the viewing coordinate z by specifying x comma y comma z pixel coordinate, and you are going to view through the viewing plane. Here the viewing plane you assume xy. On xy viewing plane, okay, where x and y value is unchanged, z value is changing. Why? Because you are going to view from the viewing coordinate z, okay, on the viewing plane xy. Okay, so your x and y value is unchanged in orthogonal projection. Same, you just make a recall of orthogonal projection. There, what we used to do on the viewing plane, along with the particular z-axis viewing system, we compute the distance from the view plane to the z-axis. Why? Because z-axis is the viewpoint. To view on the values on xy plane. Okay, so here what it does, depth buffer algorithm often compute a distance from the view plane along the z-axis. Okay, so on the view plane from the z-axis, along with the depth value, what is the distance? Okay, and to store the depth values for each pixel x comma y position as surface are processed next levels. Okay, so the depth buffer processing steps are summarized in next algorithm. What we are going to do, the algorithm assumes that depth values are normalized on the range where start from 0.0 to 1.0 with the viewing plane at the depth value equal to 0 with one side of plane, and the deepest depth for this, okay, deepest depth value is equal to 1 at another side of plane. Okay, where you have two faces, right? One is front clipping plane, another one is back clipping plane. Okay, so based on that, the depth value equal to 0 and deepest the depth value equal to 1. Okay, next, how the algorithm steps are processed, we will check. Okay, listen carefully. Here, when you are going to take z buffer algorithm, okay, now just make a recall in your mind about scanline drawing algorithm. Okay, make a recall in that. First step here in z buffer algorithm, what we are going to do, for all x comma y pixel, okay, you are going to take the depth value for the particular pixel. Okay, depth of x comma y is equal to minus infinity y, because here your y value is infinity at initial. Why? Because you don't know what is your maximum depth value with respect to the pixel. Okay, and suppose, for example, assume that if I have one image triangle which is projected on the projection plane, okay, and that projection plane value I assume where it starts y is equal to 1, and I know the maximum pixel of triangle ends y equal to 10. So in that case I can write depth of x comma y is equal to 10. That is my y max value. Okay, so here initially the algorithm when you are going to do, you don't know your y max value on your projection plane, which means with respect to z buffer algorithm, you don't know what is the maximum limit of the pixel can be traveled on the particular projection plane. So initially the depth of x comma y pixel value is equal to infinity. Similarly, as we discussed in Z-buffer algorithm, we are going to consider two different buffer. One is depth buffer, another one is refresh buffer. Depth buffer used to store the Z values, and the refresh buffer used to store the intensity of the particular pixel. Okay, so initially my depth value of pixels is infinity. Why? Because I don't know what is the maximum depth value. Then similarly for a refresh buffer x comma y is equal to, I have to fill once the pixel is processed, once the depth value is stored, I have to write the intensity. How you do the intensity? You just filling the color for the particular current pixel. Okay, for each polygon P, when you are going to take any polygon, okay, for each position of current pixel x comma y on polygon, calculate your depth value. Suppose here you polygon assume as triangle. For each position of x comma y pixel on polygon triangle, you have to calculate the depth value. Okay, so if the particular z depth value is greater than the current pixel, then you have to store the current pixel as your z value, depth value. Then you have to calculate the intensity by filling the color refresh buffer x comma y current pixel equal to that refresh buffer x comma y. IP is the surface color. Okay, so what you are doing, listen carefully. For all current pixel, initially based on your Z buffer algorithm, you have to store two buffer. One is depth buffer, that is your Z value. Second one is a refresh buffer, that is calculating intensity of the depth value. How here we are processing? We are processing for each and every pixel. Once it is processed, we are filling with the color. We are filling with some surface color. That is your refresh buffer. Okay. So for each polygon, you have to take the current position, calculate the depth value. The depth value is Z. If your Z value is greater than the current pixel, then what you are going to do, suppose current pixel x comma y value is, suppose current pixel x comma y current pixel, your depth value is suppose 3. Okay, your depth value is z equal to 3. You are going to check with the new depth value, that is 4. Okay, in that case 4 is greater than 3. Then what you are going to do, you are going to replace the old value 3 with the new value 4 by considering the new depth value of x comma y pixel equal to 4. Okay, so you replace the 3 value with 4. Okay, if it is lesser than that, then your old value remains same. Okay, then you are going to fill surface color for that particular pixel. Why? Because that pixel is being already processed by your Z-buffer algorithm. Then you move on to the next pixel. Okay, is it clear? So one example I will tell you. Suppose if you take, there are first pixel square, second pixel square, third pixel square. There are 3 different examples. Okay, so on your pixel, okay, where your pixel has where 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, where you are going to start at scan line y equal to 1 2, where you can specify the maximum value 1 2 3 4. By seeing this projection plane pixel, you can write the depth value. Initially it is infinity. Once it is processed, then you can say the depth value equal to 1 2 3 4 and 5. You can say the depth of x comma y equal to, you can replace the infinity with 5. Okay, first I'm going to process the first set of pixel coordinates. Okay, and I have taken this 4 4 4. Yes, somebody raised the hand. What happened? Yes, Abhishek, tell me. Yes, Abhishek, any doubt? Not the depth. See, not the depth. That is the limitation. See, here the scan line y equal to 1, scan line y equal to 2, scan line y equal to 3, scan line y equal to 4, scan line y equal to 5. This is not your depth value. This is your limitation. When it reaches y equal to 5, you are going to stop the depth buffer algorithm. Why? Because this is the maximum limit. After that, there is no pixel on your projection plane. Okay, so there you are stopping. Yes. Yes, Nitiksha, tell me. Yes, Nitiksha, tell me. Nitiksha, any doubt? Okay, so see, when you are going to view on projection screen, you are going to view any image. Okay, suppose I'm going to view the triangle on specified this pixel projection screen. Okay, so my triangle start at this pixel, ends at this pixel. I can say the maximum limit of my Z-buffer algorithm works with this maximum limit. Okay, initially I don't know what is the limit. That's why we mentioned infinity. Okay, so now we come to this algorithm. First I fill the values with the pixel 4 4 4 4. Then I move on to this pixel by taking these values 9 8 8 7. When you come over here, it will check the this particular pixel x comma y. The value is, you can see, is greater than or less than the current pixel value. Okay, so your z value is 7, which is greater than the current pixel value. So what will happen? This 4 will be replaced with 7. Okay, similarly, you take the third set of pixel values, where you have 765, 765. So in this, already your existing pixel has higher than the new pixel value. So this pixel value will not be replaced. This will exist on the same. Okay, where here the pixel value, existing pixel value is 4. The new pixel's depth value is equal to 5. So your depth value will be replaced 5 over here. So like this, you process each and every depth value for the particular. Okay, so how will you do? Okay, suppose initially I have filled with one color, that is how your intensity is stored. Surface color, how it is stored. Initially, the first pixel coordinate value is 4, 4, 4. This will be stored with one color. Okay. Then I move on to the next pixel coordinate values. There your refresh buffer, which means surface color, will be stored like this. If any changes in the value, then your surface color intensity will be refreshed. Else it will be remains same, which means if you find your z value is, depth value is higher than your previous pixel depth value, then it will be replaced lesser, which remains same. Okay, so this is how you process the algorithm. Okay, so given the depth values for the vertex positions of any polygon in a scene, we can calculate the depth at any other point on the plane containing the polygon, right? So we can calculate the depth at any other point on the plane containing the polygon, right? By specifying what? Computing the current pixel, then move on to the next pixel, then you are going to check the depth value, then you are going to apply the surface color. Okay, the surface position of the pixel x comma y, the depth is calculated from the plane equation, where you know the plane equation x plus dy plus d equal to plus ax plus by plus c plus d cz plus d equal to 0, where from that what you are going to take, you are going to take the depth element z is equal to minus ax minus by minus d divided by c, where here your c is not equal to 0. Okay, why? Because when you made c equal to 0, what will happen? Your depth value going to become 0 here. Okay, which means cz. Okay, so you have to take the depth value from this equation of from the equation of the surface, where x plus by plus cz plus d equal to 0. Okay, so when you are going to process this algorithm, the summary of this algorithm will see. First, what you have to do, you have to initialize the depth of each pixel, okay, of what? Given polygon, okay, which will be projected on your projection screen. If the pixel depth x comma y, the current pixel depth value is infinite, which is maximum length. You don't know initially on your projection screen what is the maximum depth for the particular pixel. Okay, so why? Because after you process all the pixels, then only you will come back, then you will check the depth value is higher or less. If it is higher, it will be replaced. If it is less, the old value will be retained same. Okay, and here we are considering depth buffer value as well as refresh buffer value. Refresh buffer value is nothing but your current pixel is completed calculating the depth value, then it will be filled with one surface color. Okay, that is what we used to say the intensity of the pixel. Okay, so initialize the color value for each pixel. So along with the depth value, you are going to consider the color value for each pixel. Suppose first pixel you have completed, you are specifying the color red. Next pixel you have completed, you are taking the value with green. Next pixel we have completed, you are taking the value with blue. Suppose in case your next green value is the green value what you have filled in the particular pixel, the depth value is higher than your previous pixel, then your new depth value will be replaced, which means the new color will be overridden with your existing pixel. Okay, as color of the pixel x comma y is going to be the background color. Okay, for each polygon do the following steps, which means processing your depth value along with the refresh buffer surface color. For each pixel in polygon's projection, find depth values, that is z value of the polygon at x comma y corresponding to pixel position. If z is less than your depth value, okay, and here the depth value, I think a little wrong with this, it should be the z value is greater, then it is going to be greater, then you are going to fix the color. Just changes in this. Okay, z value is greater than your depth value of x comma y, then your depth value x comma y pixel value is going to be z. Okay, just to make the little change here, z value should be greater. Okay, so that is about your depth buffer, z buffer algorithm. We'll see one example program along with your lab program. We have left with one more lab program, Bezier algorithm. Once I complete, then we do the example program for this depth buffer algorithm. And before that, the last topic of your module 4, OpenGL visibility detection functions. Okay, where we have few functions. First, about GL cull face. The function is used to check whether you are going to enable the face where we have front face and back face. So GL cull face specify front or back clipping planes of polygons for culling operation. When it is activated with, how you are going to activate, you are going to activate with the GL enable open GL cull face. Okay, so glut init display mode, where you know for all the glut initialization you will use glut init display mode, where it specify the depth buffer operation using argument glut depth. Okay, what do you do? Glut in display mode, single mode, or sorry, single buffer or double buffer. Okay, so single buffer, what you do? Glut underscore RGB glut underscore single you use. Whereas double buffer, what you do? Glut underscore RGB glut underscore double you use, right? So for specified depth buffer operation using arguments, you use glut underscore depth. Okay, along with that double buffer. Okay, so next, similarly for GL clear, where you use glut depth buffer bit you use. Okay, and by default, okay, 1.0 or a value specified by clear depth function. Okay, then GL clear depth, what is the initial value is specified for depth buffer value, which will be replaced what you are writing with GL clear depth. Okay, then GL enable glut depth test and depth range, depth function, depth mask, and polygon offset, and GL fog or few OpenGL visibility detection function. Activates a depth testing operation when you are going to use GL enable, and where specify the range for normalizing depth values starts from 0.0 to 1.0 for depth range. For depth function specifies the depth testing condition. Okay, and depth mask, which sets write status for depth buffer, and polygon offset, what it will do, which will help to eliminate the hidden lines in any polygon wireframe which you want to display when a background fill color is applied. Okay, and where GL fog, which used to specify a linear depth queuing operation and specifying the values for minimum and maximum depth in the depth queue calculations.